Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Better Than Average
podcast
with your host, Ren.
And Jem. This is a very exciting episode.
Why is it exciting, Jem?
It's exciting because there's a lot of new faces that have joined recently. And over the last 6 months, a lot of things have been changing. Ren and I jumped on her podcast about what?
Oh my God, I couldn't even tell you.
Maybe 8 months ago, 9 months
Probably
ago. I'm not too
now.
sure. But Ren's been doing this for a long time. She's had her podcast for 4 years now and has been helping women, supporting women all over the world. And
that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. We've had so many new faces, and we literally had someone message us and say, hey, like, we listened to 300 hours of your podcast. And I thought, that's fucking wild. So because it's been so long, I think, like you said, I think I started my podcast 4 years ago. We kind of wanted to reintroduce ourselves, get the new version of us, because if you know anything about Ren and Jem, we're changing, we're growing. Oh, I was just checking it is recording. Sorry.
No, that's good.
You can crop that out. But yeah, we're changing and we're growing so often, and I feel like my whole life changes like every 2 to 3 months, and so naturally everything that we talk about, our values, our standards, they've also shifted as well. So we wanted to reintroduce ourselves to the people who have no fucking idea who we are. Obviously we're fun, we're flirty, we're fresh, we're best friends, but also like, why do we do this? Why are we here? Why are you even listening to us in your ears? So that's what today's episode's going to be about, and we want to deep dive into just why I started this movement, why Jim's on this movement with me, why we're taking over the world, all of that.
And what's really helped us as well. We've both navigated different traumas in our life, which we're very quickly going to touch on. We've spoken about it in depth on different podcasts and different episodes before. But again, there's new faces joining. This might be your first time that you're listening to us talk. And if it is, thank you so much. And hi, it's so meaningful to know that
it is
people are listening and
all jokes aside, we really appreciate it.
We are so passionate about what we do as individuals and together as a team as well. I love working for Ren.
As a team!
As a little team. But yeah, if you would like to start by reintroducing yourself, would you like to use a sound effect? Dun-dun-dun.
Which one?
I don't know. Maybe go for the red button.
Oh.
What does that one do? Nice. Take the stage.
Hi guys, I'm Ren, and very, very quickly I'm going to run through all of the traumatic things that I have experienced. So first things first, I was almost kidnapped when I was 9 or 7. We're not too sure just yet. My therapist always says like this memory fragmentation. And then I developed endometriosis, and then my best friend, my granddad, passed away when I was 14, and then I had to have 6 surgeries. What else? Then I was in a really abusive relationship.
And why do you believe that you had the surgeries?
I literally just made a masterclass on this. I think that the surgeries for endo were beneficial, but I believe like if it was just a physical body problem, then it would have been solved with one surgery. But I had twisted fallopian tubes, I had appendicitis, I had 4 laparoscopies, and with that comes just so much health PTSD. Like I could go into detail, and it's actually so fucking traumatic. It really did change the way that I viewed the world. It changed the way that I viewed my body, my health, doctors, health professionals. It's really shaped my entire perspective on what I think is important nowadays. So that is kind of me in a nutshell.
And what do you feel like has been most helpful for you in starting to navigate and working through that trauma that you've been through?
Oh, fucking good questions. I think the first thing is acknowledging that the way that everyone tells you to deal with it isn't right for you. Mm-hmm. Right? So just because people told me like it was a physical issue, and there were different things that I could do, and I was on so many painkillers and prescriptions, and there comes a point where you just have to know in yourself like, okay, I actually know what to do, and I'm allowed to take responsibility of that. The second thing that fucking changed my life was learning how to rage and learning how to normalize having full ranges of emotions. As women, I think we're taught to cry, and we're taught to potentially feel frustrated is the language that I hear a lot of clients speak to. But have you ever lost the absolute plot and crashed out and raged and boxed or punched some shit or screamed into a pillow? Have you been seen at your full level of the crazy woman? Because being the crazy woman in people's lives and actually allowing myself to get to that level whenever I felt those emotions rather than suppressing them, that allowed me to be heard. And I think a lot of women are suffering with chronic fucking conditions with their health because we've been suppressed. And then every time we're held space to feel what we need to feel, it's just performative, or we're allowed to cry about it, and we might be allowed to get angry, but like, yeah, it's that like deep generational rage where you could literally just like rip shit open. And for me, you know, I learned very quickly like endometriosis has a lot of energetic components to it, and I realized that being frustrated and confused, I didn't have an outlet and I needed something. So I started to rage. I started to scream every day. I started to crash out. I started to argue back with people. I was literally nicknamed the dragon growing up. And despite that being a really traumatizing part of my life, I think that allowed me to get to this point and be okay with having a full range of emotions. And now that's what I teach. So I'm probably the only person in the industry who will allow you to feel all of your emotions, not the ones that are deemed as pretty. And that saves women, period, point blank.
100%. 100%.
Just like you, hey?
Yep, just like me.
Take it away, Jem.
Just like me, yeah. So as a child, I was sexually abused a few times. At 6 years old, 10 years old, and then at 19 years old, I was raped, assaulted pretty violently. After that, I had surgery, and that went on for about 4 years of my life, 5 years of my life. I am a huge believer that the things that we have been through live inside of our body, and the emotions that we can't feel at the time, we suppress and we store. And there are some feelings that feel too big, too much, too scary. And a lot of what I went through, I suppressed. And it wasn't until those things started to manifest in my body, and different skin issues, multiple surgeries, chronic pain, that I really, moving through the system, trying to work with different counselors, going on different medications, started to think there's got to be something more, because this is really not working for me. And when I started to find somatic therapy, which is working with the body, I learned different modalities, and long story short, fell absolutely in love with breathwork for what it was able to do for me. I started to feel safety in the world, where before that I was absolutely terrified of the world, to the point where I couldn't leave the house without feeling like someone was going to attack me. I wouldn't be able to be out at night. I would have full-blown panic attacks, to the point where I would end up in the emergency room, try to jump out of vehicles without remembering. It was pretty dark for a while there. And somatic therapy really gave me my life back. It made me feel safe again in the world, and then on the deeper level, starting to do what I do now, which is so full circle and so meaningful, is starting to be able to go beyond the ego, beyond the logical brain, beyond the stories, and start working with my body to release the trauma that I had been through in my life. Release is an interesting word as well. I know there's a lot of talk about that on the internet at the moment, but I truly believe I needed to get myself in rooms and be with myself in these experiences where I was able to start feeling all of that rage, all of that grief, all of that pain that at the time I had to move very quickly with, because life doesn't stop. So it's changed my world, and I'm incredibly passionate about what I do now, and working with women and helping them to release trauma as well from their body through their breath. And I haven't had surgery since I found somatic therapy. It's just been really, really fucking helpful. That's my story.
Yeah. And
very quickly.
Yeah, literally, like we could sit here for hours and talk about the shit that we've been through. But I think the main thing to take away from these stories is that everything that you experience becomes an energetic attachment, a physical attachment, an emotional attachment. And then when it's not allowed to be released, for lack of better language, you store it, and then your body gets sick, and then you become inflamed, and you become unhappy and suppressed. And I think a lot of the reason why women are struggling is because we've been taught to suppress, whether that be our physical body, our needs, our desires, our wants, our dreams, our voice. It's just this chronic fucking belief system, like God forbid a woman have some autonomy and some choice and a voice and an opinion, because it makes us too powerful and it makes us unable to be controlled. And I think that's the root cause for so many people's issues. It's like if dealing with the physical body was the only thing that worked, then we would have only needed one surgery. I would have been fine after one therapy session. And this is the conversation where like our work saved our life. Like it didn't just change our life. And it gets me emotional talking about it, because there's so many people who preach this type of stuff and they've never been through it to the point where like you didn't have a way out. Yes. And I remember sitting in hospital beds and just like you know, panic attacks, PTSD. I remember punching a nurse in the face because I was just in so much pain. Yeah. She told me I was drug seeking, and there's so many stories that we could tell you, but
hundreds.
It's so important to realize and to learn. Like, you need to learn from people who have been through that experience, not someone who's just read a textbook and then is regurgitating information. And it's always going to be something that we have to fight for. And I notice, like, even in today's society, like some of the stuff that we'll talk about online, people are so against it. They're like, this is so woo woo and it's witchy and it's bullshit. But at the end of the day, if I hadn't found somatic therapy, or if I hadn't found myself through doing this type of work, like, I wouldn't be here.
Neither would I. Neither would I, and can relate on this. Being told by multiple different doctors there's nothing we can do to help you. You're going to have surgeries for the rest of your life, and you're going to be in chronic pain for the rest of your life. I think something that lights Ren and I's souls both on fire is being able to help people to listen to themselves. To listen to themselves, because at the end of the day, we know the answer. We know how to help ourselves, and sometimes that just takes undoing a little bit of the conditioning and programming that has been placed upon us, because we're used to listening to doctors, police, authority, you know. And this isn't to say go out and smash car windows.
No, like, but there's just a time and a place, and I love that you say that, because we're taught, or women are taught, to listen to other people tell them what they need in their body. And it's like, it's your fucking body.
Yeah.
And I'm so, like, I get so angry because I become so passionate, and I love being angry and passionate about things. It means that I give a fuck.
On fire.
And I feel like we need more of that in
100%.
the world. But there's so much discourse about, like, telling women what to do with their lives and their bodies. And it's like, teach them how to fucking do it themselves.
Yeah.
That's why I started this business. That's why I run the retreats. It's like, I know how to do it for myself, but if I show you how I did it, you're not going to learn.
No.
So I need to teach you how you can do it for yourself, and then show you the tools to go, I know how to listen to my body. I know how to observe what's going on. I know how to reinforce boundaries and set them. And it's about building a relationship with yourself to the point where you can trust that.
Yeah.
And there's not enough of it.
No, there's not. And the way that the world is structured and works, a lot of us are moving around in this world like floating heads. I know I was for years, especially being a woman that had gone through trauma. I was living in my brain. So being able to be reconnected with our bodies, which is something we're so passionate about teaching, is an absolute fucking game changer.
Yeah.
Not in a performative way, not in an embodied, like, yes, it is being embodied and getting into your body, but we've both had the experience of
the opposite.
Yeah. And having to fight and tooth and claw our way back into our bodies, back into safety within ourselves.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's almost become a trend to like do this healing work and like somatic therapy, and it's like, this work saved my life, so I don't take it as a piss take. And when I teach people, I'm not taking it as a piss take either.
Or
it's
performance.
something, like, there's so much we could say on that, but
do it. I'm the devil on your shoulder.
Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, ready.
I just think that what's wrong with the world is how quickly we need to make it look good in order for it to be taken seriously. And it's like, if you want to do this work and you want to heal the trauma that's inside of your body, it is not pretty.
No.
There is nothing fun about it. And something that I like to really push at the retreats and coaching, even like when I'm just talking to people, it's an ugly feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling rage is an ugly, disgusting, messy looking experience. But women are taught to be pretty and perfect all the fucking time. And I remember when we were you were first at the retreat, and I was explaining that, and it's like, but it needs to look this way, and it's like, but that's not real.
No.
That's not the thing that's going to release the trauma from your body. And a perfect example is, like, Jim took me through a breathe, how long ago? 3 months now, maybe?
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed to release some anger, but I didn't know what was going to come up. I was super fucking resistant to doing it. Like, halfway through, I stopped and was basically like, I'm not in the mood to do this. And she was like, do you want to continue? And so I was like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. And that was the most cathartic release of my life, because I got to feel my full range of anger.
Yeah.
unconsciously. I wasn't even like there. And it was just the most beautiful thing because I got to rage, I got to scream, I got to punch, I got to apologize to myself, got to cry.
Yeah.
So I was just there like fucking boom.
Yeah.
And I feel that we need more of that type of work, because talking about your trauma and holding space for your trauma, I think there's a time and place, and it's fucking fantastic. But also, like, don't you want to let it go?
Yes. And there's so much that shadow work and talk therapy can do, a
Yeah.
fantastic amount. I think there's a huge place for it. It's a top-down approach working with the brain. But what Ren's explaining is using that bottom-up approach working
Yeah.
with the body. So going into the subconscious mind, going past those, going past your prefrontal cortex
Yeah.
and going into the body to allow it to complete those natural cycles of stress and release the things that the brain has been trying to stop you from feeling because it doesn't feel safe.
Long. Yeah.
So through breath work, through those deeper journeys, which is something we do at the retreats, it's profound the amount of clarity that you can get from yourself, from your body. This isn't me saying Ren da 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 da, and then Ren comes to a realization from my wisdom. This is Ren's innate body knowledge wisdom.
Yeah.
Without
And I
using
think
the woo words, it's
but
tricky,
it's so true. And we tend to outsource all of this power and all of this, control, and it's like, you have all the answers, dude. You have all the answers. We've just been taught not to listen to that. And I think when you start to build a relationship with your body, you start to realize that everything you've been taught is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. That intuition, that voice, it can be so silenced.
Yeah.
And so
silenced. And we literally experienced this the other day. Like, we have been talking about a particular situation that we both have this real gut feeling on, yet we're so fucking conditioned to question it.
yes, yeah.
And then we're like, oh, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's this, and yada, yada, yada. No. How about it's just the exact gut feeling that you know in your soul, and it's sitting in the bottom of your stomach, and we start to listen to that.
Yeah.
And that's what we've really been like going back and forth with this week, right? I mean, we're not going to go into detail, but I think it's important to realize that you know all of the answers. And when you start to go through that trauma and actually release it from your body, you create space to
100%.
have the fucking intuition.
100%. 100%. It's even like going and paying like psychics, which is again fantastic, fun.
Love mine.
But you have so do I. But you have all of those answers within you.
Yeah.
You have all of that wisdom within you, which may sound like, yeah, sure, but like
But you do.
you do. And
Because you're a woman.
yeah, 100%. And I also believe that Ren and I work at Ren's retreats, which I'm so incredibly fucking grateful to do. But like healing, feeling with other women, being in a space where you get to really like let go, release, rage, and do that, and like normalize it, and then be celebrated in that is fucking life changing, and something that I feel really, really honored to be a part of.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm also very fucking honoured to be a part of it. And I think what we do so well and so differently is it's not performative. It's messy. It's ugly. Like, it's okay. It doesn't need to be pretty and perfect. Like, we've got women who are screaming and yelling and they're sobbing. They've got snot coming out of their nose. They're sweating. Their hair's over their face. And that to me is the complete definition of actually being in your body to the point where you don't care about how it looks.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's so important because for as long as we continue to release trauma and do it in a performative way, we're not actually releasing the fucking trauma. It's stored in the body, and you're just perpetuating this belief system that it's actually not okay for you to be yourself.
Yeah. It's amazing how many layers deep that can be. I remember for so long I would tell myself I'm not an angry person. I had every fucking reason in the world to be the most angriest human being in life. But if I was to start feeling that, holy shit, and it wasn't until I went away on a breathwork experience. It wasn't until probably day 3 after like 6 breaths and getting to this bottom layer of like, holy fuck, there's so much rage there, and feeling that for the first time in years. It was messy, it was ugly, it was screaming, it was like spit coming out everywhere, and it's to do that and to be in a room and then to come out from that experience and to have other people go like, you're powerful,
I see you.
Yeah, see,
or just,
to be seen by other people.
I understand how you feel.
And then to be like, okay, holy fuck, I just felt that and I was safe in feeling that. And then to start feeling that when it comes up in day-to-day life, because I've just met it. It's actually life-changing what these spaces can do for your life. Like,
oh my God.
yeah,
Amen. Agreed.
You need to. If you've been through heavy amounts of trauma, you have to meet that.
Yeah, because for as long as we pretend like it doesn't exist, it just gets louder.
It's there.
It gets uglier. It takes over your life. And this is what I see so often in so many beautiful fucking women who have so much potential.
Yeah.
So much potential and so much love to give the world.
Yeah.
It's like
And
they're feeling... Yeah, and they're closed. Yeah, they're feeling closed off. They're feeling frustrated. That's the most common. I'm feeling frustrated, confused, angry, and we think that it's like normal to be bickering with the people that we love and feeling like we're from 0 to fucking 100 in 3 seconds. It's like, no, like that's just what your body feels only safe to feel.
Yeah.
Because we haven't even allowed ourselves to be okay. Key fucking word, okay, to acknowledge that, hey, this shit happened to us and I no longer want to sit with it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing the same thing. I remember saying that my endometriosis journey and all of that shit was more traumatic than the things that happened to me when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yet the thing that happened to me when I was 9 years old literally changed the way that I viewed people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
We would go, I'm speaking on behalf of you, but we would go to cafes and I'd go out for dinner. I'd even walk to the letterbox or fill up my car with gas. And I would be sussing out who could potentially hurt me, who could potentially grab me. And then I would think about the ways that I could defend myself.
Yeah. Same.
That's literally like, that's an adaptation.
Yes.
That our body created because we don't feel safe enough. Yet we don't think that trauma has a physical effect on our body, a mental effect, an emotional.
Huge. It
blows
lives
my
inside
mind.
the body. So when I have a very similar experience, and when going through talk therapy, I felt so terrified in the world, and that was happening within my body. I understood why I felt anxious. I understood what had happened to me. I'd even come to peace to it and felt like I had forgiven that person. I'd done as much work as I could, but all of that was living stored inside my nervous system. It was an adaptation. It was a reaction. It was me overlaying my past experiences on my present reality. And that happens with all of us, even if you haven't experienced capital T trauma. I believe that coming into this fucking world is traumatic. But yeah, we overlay our past experiences on our current, and I believe, there's always work to do on that. I got out of a relationship a few years ago, and I'm still overlaying that onto my current life experience. We adapt to the pain that we've been through in our lives, and so feeling that to the full spectrum, recorrecting those experiences, and beginning to develop the tools and feel and get back into your body is the most important thing that you can do.
It's
Otherwise,
priceless.
the stuff starts expressing ourselves, whether it's now or 50 years later, when something terrible happens in your body. I feel very lucky that all of this has happened now in my life, like the surgeries and my skin conditions and all the different things that I've had to go through,
Yeah, and I feel like that's what happens though. Like, we're meant to go through these things so that we can then sit here, process it, go through it, grieve it, and then help and support. And so even though, like, yes, it was the fucking most traumatic moments of my life, and it will probably continue to only be the most traumatic moments of my life, which I'm so grateful for. Yeah. I have to go through it. You have to go through it. And I think that you cannot teach, you cannot support, you cannot help people if you haven't actually moved through it and acknowledged, like, this is something that lives in me and I have started to release it. I've started to go through it. Because to our core, and this is something I experienced, like, I was a very angry person, but to my core, I am so fun and I'm so goofy and I'm such a fucking twat sometimes, and I love it. People love that about me. Like, Jem always says, like, you're the nicest person I've ever met, right? And so I can't get to that point if I don't allow myself to feel everything that's holding me back in
100%.
life. And I see this time and time again. It's all of these women who are talking about all these things that they want and these desires and these dreams. And it's like, I don't know why I can't get that. You've got no fucking space in your body. Because the trauma is just, like you said, it just overlaps into your current reality. And then it just stops you. It's like this massive wall that just stops you from trying anything new, because you have no evidence that it's safe to do that. And so when you get into rooms and retreats and events and you talk to coaches and practitioners who are trauma informed and certified, key fucking point, you get space to feel safe enough to even start to acknowledge that that's real. So many people hold on to that like it's this badge of honor, and it can feel so debilitating and embarrassing to admit out loud, like there's things that happen to us, but there's something so beautiful about being in a space with women who just totally fucking get you.
Yes.
You know, it's like having the practitioners and coaches sit across from you and go, I fucking see your pain, dude. I know exactly how you felt. That shit happened to me when I was 12.
Yes.
It's okay for you to feel how you're feeling. And I don't think there's enough of that, because we've all come into this space and we're all fucking performative. And it's like, I feel you. I understand. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you get it though? Like on a somatic level, right? Do your cells respond to how mine are because you've been in the same boat? Probably not. And I think it's important that you find people who have experienced the same thing or to the same level, so that you can relate and you can feel heard and you can feel safe. It's so important, and it's just not talked about enough, and it fucking drives me up the wall, because
100%.
then we're creating these resilient and courageous and cold-hearted women, and it's like, you're
maybe we
supposed
don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Maybe we just want to eat a fucking mango on the beach, bitch. Feel the sun on my skin and enjoy it. You know.
But it's so true. Like, I used to wear that with a fucking badge of honor. I was this highly independent, highly hyper vigilant person who had all my fucking shit together and all my eggs in a basket, and I would type A, and but I also want to enjoy some softness in my life.
Yeah.
And I can't do that if I don't feel safe to release. So that's why it's so important to find people you feel safe enough to do that with.
100%.
So important.
100 fucking
the cheat code to life, really.
100%. And there's so much that I have to say on everything that you've just said. One is that you can have a certification, you can be fully qualified, you can go through years and years and years and years of degrees and education. But have you lived through that experience in your own body, in your own nervous system, and have you come out some sort of other side?
Yeah.
That's one. Number two is, I know.
Agreed. Put that on a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah, it's just to back up your point, though. It's so fucking important. I sent Rin this post, and it was like, I have.
I was literally about to say that out loud. It's this post, and it talks about how, like, a lot of people will, for a long time would get messages, people being like, what are your qualifications? Like, what did you study? What degree do you have? And it's like, respectfully, the degree's 3 fucking years of my life. The lived embodiment. Yeah, 3.
Oh, sorry, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and let me speak it, then you'll know.
Sorry. Sorry, Ren. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, Ben. No, the post was like, the degree is 3 fucking years of your life. 6 maybe if you do a PhD. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Do you know how many years, 10 years of lived experience, how many hours that is? So much more than 3. So like, who should we be learning from? Is it the people who have the bachelor's degree and yada, 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 or the person who's spent 12 motherfucking years of their life every single day embodying what they're working through, digging
through
deep,
the fucking trenches, trying to find a way out,
rewiring their nervous system and creating safety in their body.
Yeah.
Sorry, here's a fucking
what's
the
be
word?
The judge. That's my degree. But
here's my take on this.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to learn from the person who's embodied in the shit she fucking teaches. I want to learn from the person who has lived experience.
Yeah.
Lived experience.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, and this is my, I guess, evidence in the world, I went to so many people who had master's degrees, qualifications, PhDs, doctorates, and they still couldn't help me. So at what point do you start to go, okay, maybe there's someone else out here who has a different type of qualification, and sure, it's not society fucking approved. Suck my dick. My 10 years of experience is more important than the 3 years on paper.
Yeah, 100%.
And I stand by
who
that.
I am as a human being, who we are as human beings, how we treat each other, how we treat our staff members. I don't have staff members, but
I treat you pretty well.
No, I know. Yeah. How you treat your staff member, how we treat our family, how we treat our friends, how we show up in the world.
Yeah, it's so much more important. Yeah. It's so much more important. And I think the years are gone where we need to be learning from fucking just books. Like, go out there and experience the world. Go get your 10,000 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
Please.
Of real lived life experience.
Real lived life experience, because you need to have the lived experience to show people how to have corrective experiences.
Because otherwise, how can we meet people exactly where they're at? Because
we haven't experienced it.
I remember page 75. Yep.
pop off. But
says
the reason we're so passionate and the reason it fucking riles me up is because I see so many people spend so much money, so much time, so much energy learning from people who wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. I mean, that was my experience. I spent
mine
so
too.
much money learning from people who had no fucking lived experience in what they said they could help me with.
Yeah.
Sure, you've done it in your life. Sure, you've taught 10, 15, 25 fucking people. Sure, you've made $50,000 months. Congratulations. You have no lived experience. And it shows.
Yeah.
And I think that sends a message that it's just performative. And I hate to see it.
And
because
then,
imagine if we had someone when we were 11 years old, 16, 18, 21, go, hey, I know exactly what you've been through and I'm here to help you.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I probably wouldn't be dealing with the same shit.
No.
Fucking 6 years later.
Yeah, I remember floating around in a system and feeling like I was fucking helpless.
I remember
and I just
Googling my
had this like
symptoms.
knowing. I just had this like little voice like there's got to be something more. There's
Yeah.
got to be something more.
Yeah.
There's got to be something more. And then like thank God I found there's something more. Yeah.
It's
Which
like,
was myself. It was
and
me.
that is that.
That's the tea on that. I also want to say I have this little voice in the back of my head. I know that coming into spaces or starting this work can sometimes feel quite overwhelming, and maybe even that voice in your head can be like, "There's nothing there." You know, I've dealt with it, I've navigated it, I've been through it, but there's always something. You know, there's always another layer, and I feel as though if coming into this space was something that you wanted to approach, coming in with curiosity and being like, what is there? Like approaching this work with curiosity is the most important thing that you can do, and just being open and allowing yourself and your body to experience whatever it is that it's ready to release.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
or feel.
Your brain will only take you to the part where your body feels safe enough to go.
Yeah. And so will your life. Like, so will your life.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have watched 31 minutes of this video, if you have been watching Ren and I on the internet, there's obviously some kind of curiosity. There's something there. There's some little voice. There's some knowing that like, okay, like something's resonating, something's going off. Like curiosity is such a good way.
Yeah, curiosity killed the cat, but not in this instinct.
Not this cat.
And also, like, we might not be the people for you, and that's fucking great. Go find someone else, right? It doesn't. We're not sitting here going like, you must learn from Ren and Jem because
our cult.
Fucking hell. Because I've had people do that. I've had the shameful marketing and fucking whatnot, but it's just about realizing like how you're feeling right now doesn't need to continue. Like you are allowed to change, you're allowed to pivot, you're allowed to grow, and it's okay for you to admit that right now you're not happy, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's actually, fuck, we welcome it. My whole thing is like, the quicker you can be honest with me, the quicker I can help you.
Yeah.
That's so important. It's about realizing like your brain will only show you what it feels safe enough to show you. And there is always 10 layers deeper.
100%.
Always.
You don't get to
even if you've done 10 years of fucking shadow work.
Yeah. There's
or
always another
therapy
level.
or whatever.
Or somatic therapy. Even somatic therapy.
Yeah.
There's layers. There's so many fucking layers. Because we're humans and we're constantly navigating this life experience. But yeah, the most important thing. Human experience. The most important thing is that like you are the one that knows you. Like you are, as Ren's beautiful tattoo said, the source of your power. Show them. That's you.
Yeah. And to believe that it is anything other than that, someone has convinced you that that is how you need to live your life. And you need to tell them to get fucked.
Yeah.
Because you are the source of your power. Because it's your body, your brain, your heart, your nervous system, your limbic system, your nerves, your cells. So to believe that that control and that power needs to be outsourced in order for us to feel better about our lives is a gimmick created to sell you shit.
Yeah.
And I could talk about that for fucking hours.
We have friends, right? We literally went out for coffee with a friend the other day, and it's like I've been going to these seminars and these courses, and it's like it's fake shit because they're trying to sell.
Yeah,
they're trying to sell you a course.
The fix.
Yeah, and that's just. Yeah, it's really disheartening because there's so, like, we're in a time where people have made money off helping people, and then people have jumped on that bandwagon and they are performing helping people, and they're scamming people out of their money, like on a large scale, and it's fucking sad. So like listening to yourself, knowing what is true and what's not, navigating what's best for you in this season of your life is like the best fucking thing that you can do for yourself, because you know what to do.
Yeah, and also realizing like these spaces that we're talking about, the retreats, the things that are coming, which we can't tell you about.
Yeah,
just
we have some exciting stuff coming up.
We're not fixing you. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not sitting up and going, this is how you rewire your nervous system, so you're fixed in 3 days. That's extremely fucking unrealistic. all we are doing is allowing you to create safety in your body, your nervous system, so you create more space so you can think about having a better life. That's what it's about.
Experiencing yourself, experiencing what your body's got for you, having a corrective experience, feeling what it feels like to be in your fucking body for maybe the first time in years, feeling your shame, rage, grief, sadness in a safe fucking place with other women doing the same thing, with people who have experienced that. Like, that's the point of these spaces, is it's corrective.
Yes, because we all know what it feels like to have the opposite.
Yeah.
We all know what it feels like to be suppressed. We all know what it feels like for our safety to be compromised, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you're at that stage where you would like to say that out loud. We all know what that feels like. As women, at some point in our life, someone has said something, done something, compromised our safety, told us we're too much. We all understand it. So, like, why would we not then come together as a collective to fucking change that?
Yeah. There you fucking go.
So, with that being said,
knuckle me.
Sorry. With that being said, here's our pitch. No, we have 2 tickets left to the retreat. It's the last one ever. You've just heard us talk very passionately about why we want this space for you. And this is the last one.
This is the last fucking one. Like,
that's it.
I hope we do another one. I really do. I know you're saying it's the last one. I'm going to try convince her, but it's definitely the last one for the year. We have other things this year.
Yeah.
But these we, as you can tell, like, we're very fucking passionate about these spaces. I have attended them myself as an attendee, going to Ren's Retreat before I worked for Ren's Retreat. So I believe in these spaces. I know how fucking important they are. I know how much they've done for my life. And I just want you in the room. If you have listened to 36 minutes, if you're like, fuck, I relate, like, I want you there. Like, I want you to experience yourself. Holy fucking shit.
It makes me so emotional to think about, because fuck, my life would have been so different if there were 2 fucking bitches on the internet who said, hey, I've got an entire retreat, an entire event which is going to allow you to, for the first time in your fucking life, to acknowledge the shit that you pretend isn't there.
Yeah.
That would have changed my life.
Yeah, this is what we needed. Speaking on behalf of you, but
which is why I
fucking needed. This is what I needed, and I got to experience that, and it changed my fucking life. And
now we want you to experience it as well. So we're going to leave the link in the show notes. You know if you want to be in this room, and if you don't, that's so fine. But for the woman who's sitting here, you're listening to this, and you've got that full body fucking chills, we'll see you there.
See you there.
We love you. Love forever.
Wait, push the button.
What button?
The pink one, the pink one.
Oh. And kiss.